One of the goals of church health is to help pastors connect with each other for support in the work that we do together. It can be a lonely role sometimes to be a clergy person. It's a wonderful role also. There are so many tremendous moments, but sometimes it can be difficult. We accomplish this through our connections with each other and through area teams. I invite now Reverend Dr. Bill Morgan to share more about the area team initiative.
Vaughn Stafford referred to get-tos and got-tos earlier today. I think you know the difference between got-to stuff and get-to stuff. Got-to can be important stuff, but not much fun. Going to the dentist, sitting through long meetings, filling out charge conference forms. Very important, got-tos. Get-tos, very important stuff that is often more fun. Spend time with your kids or your grandkids. Spend time with your dog, if you're me. Be part of a relational, hands-on mission project. Put together, deliver a sermon that just comes together. Get-tos. Sometimes it's a matter of just reframing. Got to get up in the morning. Get to have another day. There's a sermon in that for another time. Recently, in the South Central District, one of the top 8 districts in the North Alabama Conference, we initiated a pilot of 4 L3 groups involving 28 of our pastors. Here is some of what we are learning and experiencing. L3 groups are get-to ways to give and receive encouragement for our personal lives and our professional lives. They are great chances for byproducts of strengthening our churches and our church's touch and ministry in the community. L3 groups may have 6 or 8 or 4 or 9 or 10 people in them. Most often they meet once a month, sometimes twice. Sometimes they last 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours. In our district, those groups are geographical for some. Some have connected with each other because they have things in common in ministry. And the part I like the most is there's some that just jumbles of people who might not otherwise ministers that would hang out with each other. Basically, it's their choice whether they go geographical or different way. And again, I think you've heard earlier today the 3L groups, the L3 groups, loving, learning, leading. Those are not they're not secrets what those L's stand for. Loving, time spent in worshipful conversation, spiritual formation, Bible study, checking in, holding each other caringly accountable for that which we have been asked to be held caringly accountable. Learning, often reading, studying a book together. On ministry or leadership or self-care. A resource person from within or without the group with a presentation. Videos, YouTubes, PowerPoints. Main thing, humans engaging in a means of grace, the one Wesley called holy conversation. Loving, learning, leading, sharing best practices. Maybe form or implement a plan for you and other pastors for better preaching, new worship services, a fresh expression project, youth ministry, stewardship, conflict navigation. So many choices where we can learn from one another. And finally, because of that, we can lead better. And those sort of leadership ventures can happen in our local churches or in clusters of our churches because we've been time together loving and worshiping, learning, and then venturing out to try something. But in conclusion, the main thing L3 groups do, their means of grace for experiencing our connection as United Methodist ministers. And Bishop, you just touched on this a moment ago. I can't say this with too much emphasis. Most of us know in this amazing connectional system of the United Methodist Church, oftentimes we experience our ministries as an experience of isolation, and for reasons I can't explain, sometimes a time of seeming to be in competition with each other. L3 groups are means of grace to overcome that sense of isolation and competition with encouragement and collaboration. So, byproducts possible from such collaborative ministers: increased average worship attendance, vital churches, enlivened connections with our communities, our mission fields. So, got to and get to stuff abound in our lives and ministries. Doxology to the God we know in Jesus. Here's a great get to. L3 groups to enable us to better follow Jesus and serve His people. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Bill. I appreciate the way you're leading the way in developing those area teams.